It's the end of December 2024 in Finland, in Askola near Helsinki. A really crazy place to do an interview. First of all, a huge thank you to Kia, the president of the Devil Dolls MC Finland, and Jaakko, the president of the Bulldogs MC Helsinki, for letting my son Vincent and me stay with you during our time in Finland. Ron. Hello, Kia. I've already had the pleasure of doing an interview with the President Pia from the Sweden chapter and talking about the Devil's Dolls in MC Europe. In this interview, I'd like to learn more about you and the Finland chapter. So, let's start with who is Kia, when and where were you born, and what was your childhood like? Kia. Kia is an adult and humorous wife and mother of two grown daughters. I was born in the summer of 1972 in Finland, in a small village on the Gulf of Finland. My childhood was full of love, but also boundaries. Agreements had to be kept, and fortunately, I can still hear my mother's words and teachings. Ron. Let's go to the time when you got your driver's license. What are the rules, how many driving lessons, theory costs, etc. in Finland for getting a car or a motorcycle license? Kia, it's pretty expensive. Currently, a car driver's license at a driving school costs between 1,000 and 1,700 euro, depending on the school and teaching method. With an instructor who already has a license, for example your mother or father, it still costs around 700 to 800 euro. In addition, there are administrative fees about 180 euro. The price for a motorcycle license is about 600 euros, often including 5 driving lessons. It's also possible to obtain the license with an instructor from your own household, which can be cheaper. And again, the administrative fees around 180 euro. The total cost varies depending on the driving school, course package, and any additional driving lessons. Upgrading from A1 to A2 license to a full Class A would involve too many details for this interview. Ron, you got your driver's license. Did you go straight into the scene, or how did your path into the biker scene begin? Kia. I had my children when I was still relatively young, and they were my first priority. The kids, my passion for dogs, my job in an emergency services kept me plenty busy. It wasn't until 2009, as the partner of my current husband, that I got to know the world of motorcycle clubs in its true form. Ron, tell us briefly about your path to the Devil's Dolls MC. Kia. It's hard to describe briefly, but I will do my best. My husband's membership in a motorcycle club sparked my own interest, and I wanted to experience the same sense of belonging, riding together, and everything else that comes with the MC scene. In spring 2016, I joined a women's motorcycle club, where I was active for 2 years. After that, I wanted more. Something that didn't yet exist in Finland, and that's how I found the Devil Dolls MC in the USA. I then found a closer chapter in Sweden, and in spring 2019 I traveled to Sweden, and I'm still on that journey. I asked to join the Devil Dolls MC Sweden, but they saw in me the potential to open a charter in Finland. And that's how the journey of the Finnish Devil Dolls MC began. Ron, be honest here, a group of men together can already be difficult. So how does it work with so many women in one group? Kia, there will always be challenges, but together we will overcome them. Willpower is essential. We are all different, and with respect and good manners, we can handle any challenge. We stick to what has been agreed upon and spend a lot of time together to remind ourselves that is our beloved hobby and way of life. Ron, you're the president of the Finnish chapter. How would you describe your role and standing within your chapter and in the male-dominated scene in general? Kia, I am the president, but I'm also a member on the club, just like everyone else. We don't emphasize titles. For example, president is not written on my cut. None of us have our positions displayed on our cuts. If something falls under my responsibility, the sisters discuss it with me and vice versa. In a male-dominated culture, women need to know how to do things better. Good and hard work is rewarded. Ron, something more personal. You are the president of the Devil Dogs MC Finland, and your husband is the president of the Bulldogs MC Helsinki. From what I know, being a president in the biker scene is a very time-consuming thing and involves important decisions. How do you manage that in your marriage with time and decision-making? Kia, I couldn't have done it if my husband didn't understand what it requires. The key has been respecting each other's space. Planning schedules together and having a shared calendar helped a lot. We also ride motorcycles together. We don't talk about club matters, but I know that I'll get support whenever I need it. Ron, the Finland chapter was founded in 2020, and in 2022 you achieved the full color status. Tell us about the journey of the last 3 years of the Devil Dogs in Finland. Kia, I was lucky to find these women, my club sisters, and since spring 2019 we've accomplished a lot together. Moving from a hang-around chapter to a prospect chapter, and in 2022 becoming Devil Dogs MC Helsinki with full colors. In 2023, the Finnish Biker Union approved the Lower Rocker Finland. We are the first women's club in Finland to have the honor of wearing the country's name on our backs. Of course, we couldn't have done it without the guidance of our Swedish club sisters. In our meetings, we decide when and what will we celebrate. We host a few larger parties per year depending on the occasion and usually have an open house on the first Saturday of the month, always outside of the riding season. In summer we mostly go on motorcycle tours. Invitations are mainly sent by email and through our Facebook page. For parties and events we primarily invite clubs that are part of the Finnish Biker Union and our personal friends. Ron, regarding parties at the clubhouse, tell us what the rules, regulations and requirements are in Finland for having a clubhouse and hosting parties there according to the law. Kia, in Finland, MCs celebrate just like anywhere else. The main difference show up in winter when it's snowy and cold. In Finland, there are challenges with the law enforcement. Authorities monitor MC activities and, if they have sufficient grounds, can search club premises. Alcoholic beverages cannot be sold without separate permit. Of course, parties can be held as a private event without special permit, as long as there are no entry fees and no public streaming. Authorities are not allowed to enter club premises without an official court-ordered search warrant, unless an emergency call has been made from the location. When a large MC party takes place, authorities are always visibly present nearby. Ron, I could talk with you for hours. Maybe our readers would be interested in learning more about the Finnish scene and the club life of a women's MC. And one more thing. Imagine I hand you a microphone and the entire European biker scene is standing in front of you. What would you want to say to them in one sentence? Kia, never underestimate a badass woman on a Harley. She'll do whatever she wants. Ron, my son and I are looking forward to the next few days with you at home and in the Finnish biker scene. We cannot say thank you often enough.